If you've built your website and it's not bringing you as many clients as you'd like, or maybe not at all, don't call it quits just yet. In this video, I'm going over the top 3 reasons why this happens and exactly what you can do to turn things around. Hi there, I'm Alli, and I help entrepreneurs like yourself elevate your brand and your online presence so that you can more quickly and confidently connect with your audience online and make more money in your business, because that's what it's all about, right? You want to be making money. So if you opened the doors and you heard crickets instead of that cha-ching sound that you were expecting, I know that you must be frustrated. If this is you, you are not alone. This happens to so many entrepreneurs, leaving them feeling lost and confused and ultimately stuck, not knowing what to do. And that's not what I want for you. So let's dig into what went wrong and how you can turn things around to make your website the money-making marketing tool that it really needs to be for your business. Reason number 1 that your website isn't making sales is that your audience is confused. And let me just say that confusion is a conversion killer. If someone lands on your site and they don't immediately feel like they're in the right place, then you've already lost them. And there are 2 sides to this. There is the visuals and the messaging, and it happens in both. So let's start by looking at your visuals. If your website viewer comes to your website from another platform that you've been posting on, but you were using different colors and typefaces, shapes and graphics than you're using on your site, there's gonna be a little bit of a disconnect, right? You want to be consistent as you're posting from platform to platform. Why? Well, because ultimately when you're showing up with consistency, people know what to expect from you. They learn to kind of understand how you're going to show up, and that helps with the trust building process. And remember, people buy from those that they trust. Not only that, but all of your brand elements should be chosen in order to make your dream clients feel a specific way that you want them to feel. So when they see your material, do you want them to feel energized or relaxed? Do you want them to feel silly, or do you want them to be serious? Do you want them to feel luxurious or maybe childlike? Your branding is going to help let them know that they're in the right place before you even say a word. And that's where your messaging comes in. If your readers can't understand what you do immediately when they land on your site, they're going to click away in search of an easier path. So you have to let them know right away when they land on your site, in that top hero section, how you can help them, what it is exactly that you do, and why it matters to them. I call this one-liner your big message because it has to be big and impactful. Don't make the mistake of being vague here, because this is your opportunity to really capture their attention and get them to scroll down the page. And once you do get them scrolling down the page, there are a few things that you can do to increase the clarity and the readability overall of your copy. For example, you don't want them to scroll down and land on a huge, lengthy block of copy. Ultimately, that looks like a big square, and they're not going to read it. They're just going to glaze right over it and keep scrolling down the page past everything you were trying to tell them. So you want to break it up into digestible chunks and use what I call speed bumps to slow them down as they're scrolling on the page. These are things like headlines and subheads and bullet points. And make sure that your copy is conversational and friendly. You want to use the same language that they're using so that you can connect with them. The second reason that your website isn't bringing in clients is that you haven't yet given them a reason to trust you. And remember, people buy from those they trust. So this is really, really important. Think about the last thing that you bought online. You probably did your research, right? Most of the time we look at testimonials and we're checking out reviews because we want to make sure that what we're going to spend our money on is legit and it's going to help us solve our problem. So take a look at your site. have you given your viewers a reason to trust you? Usually this is done through previous client logos, like big name clients you've worked with or where you've been mentioned in the press, and also client testimonials. When it comes to testimonials, remember, people will scan over a long block of copy. So don't just put a long testimonial right on the page in one type size. You want to keep these brief and maybe pull out the really impactful 1 or 2 lines and use that as a heading. Keep in mind that the fastest way to build trust with your viewer is going to be through video. So not only does it make a really quick connection with your viewer, but they'll also retain 95% of what you're saying. So if you can use a video and it's done right, it's a win-win. And when I say done right, what I mean is to keep it brief and to the point. You want it to just be long enough so that the viewer knows how you can solve their problem and what they should do next. Which is the third reason why your website isn't yet making sales. It's because you haven't told them what to do. Often your website viewers aren't turning into paying clients because you haven't made it clear what the next step is. Sometimes you've given them lots of options and you've given them way too much information, and ultimately they don't know what the next step is, and so they don't take any. What I recommend is determining the one thing you want your audience to do before leaving your site. So that might be to join a free group, it might be to book a call, or it might be to download your freebie. So think about your sales process and what that first step is that they should take in order to get them on the path of working with you. This call to action really needs to be high in value, but low in risk on their part. When the benefit outweighs the risk involved, they're gonna be more likely to take that action that you want them to take. So for example, they may not be willing to book a call with you because they're afraid they're gonna be sold to. So you can minimize that risk of getting on a call with you by detailing how they'll benefit from the call. What will they walk away with that is worth the risk of being sold to? When set up strategically, your website really is your best salesperson, and it becomes easy to book clients and make money from it. You just need a step-by-step plan to know how. This is why I'm hosting a free live training on April 17th called Booking Clients and Making Bank in 30 days or less. You're gonna learn the exact steps that you need to take to connect with your audience and start making money online. It's going to be super valuable, so I don't want you to miss it. Head over to dowelldesignstudio.com/training to grab your spot.